Good morning. Happy Friday. Happy Good Friday. Happy Easter, while I'm thinking about it for those of you. Happy Passover, if that's something you are into, or both, I suppose, if you're the Jewish Christian that is out there. Anyway, I want to close up behaviorism today. I got two guys, one on the outline, one is not. You'll have to add him. They're both pretty interesting, though, I think. Let's just get started then. The first guy, Albert Bandura, you should be at the top of page 7 on your outline. He was a student, if you will, of Skinner, who kind of parted from him on a couple things. Okay, Skinner thought that all behavior could be learned and shaped. Okay, whereas Bandura thought more social behavior only when you're out and about. Because Skinner was talking about just turning people into serial killers or turning serial killers into normal people or whatever. This is more about social interaction with other people. And he said the best way we learn is through observation and imitation. When you think about several things, you with your parent when you were young, you probably you might see this if you're an older sibling. You might see this with younger siblings if they're a lot younger than you, watching you and sort of doing what you do, whether it's throwing a ball or how you write or how you handle stress, drive a car, so on and so forth. We do this with the close people close to us, people that we admire. Think about celebrities. You model their hair, their clothing, their talking style. You sports guys, I mean, how many times you're in your driveway and you're dribbling and Steph Curry steps back for the three and hopefully it goes in. But you observe, what better way to learn how to shoot a three-pointer than by watching Steph Curry do it, hit a baseball, watching Mike Trout, and so on and so forth. Or your favorite YouTube star, a lot of times they do this, and observation imitation is a very, very common way that we get our behavior patterns. And Bandura did his studies on human beings. If you watch those Skinner videos where he's dealing with the pigeons, he did a lot of his work on animals and then sort of applied it over. Well, animals are, no offense, but we're smarter than animals. So he's focusing on modeling human behavior. So what he did is he did this experiment where these kids would sit in a room and watch this woman go into this room full of toys, and then recorded what they did after they saw her do this. Okay, this is a good time to stop and watch that video. It's about 6 or 7 minutes long. It's real old, but it'll be fun because you could see little kids beating the crap out of stuff. And the study, the results were way, way beyond what they thought. These kids were like going crazy beating on this thing. This doll, there's a picture of it on your outline of that girl hitting that doll. The Bobo doll, which you'll see if you watch the video. So watch that and then come back and we can kind of talk about the end of it. Okay? So stop, watch. Okay, we are back then. What they found was that those kids, especially ones that watched, whether a girl or boy, almost all of them imitated and went beyond. If you notice, that girl and the boy went and did things that the woman didn't even do, or did it more aggressively. They were crazy on that, which wasn't supposed to happen, but there it was. And that study's been done in other forms, and it's pretty much shown to be consistent that way. And the other thing that I want to close with on Bandura, is a pretty short little thing, is that reinforcement, like we talked about in the last time. He said it's not, in his view, required to learn behavior. You can learn to do things without being reinforced, how to throw a ball and so on and so forth. But it is required, or not required, maybe important is a better word, in getting somebody to repeat it. So if you think about when you first learn to throw or something like that, and then somebody, a coach, your parent, hopefully knew what they were doing. This is where you get a parent that know what they're doing. oh, that's good, but maybe if you use your shoulder a bit more, you do this. And then they reinforce that. Yeah, that's right. Good job, good job, good job. And then memorize that, if you will, and then you know how to throw a ball forever. And those of you that are athletic at all, you know what I'm talking about. And even think about you guys in choir and things, dance moves. When you're taught choreography and you hit it, they're like, good job, there, you got it. That's how you do it. And then you get reinforced for that, either through them or through your choir mates or the judges, and so on and so forth. Or other choirs. I know you guys talk back and forth, and it's like, hey, I love the way you guys did that double spin. Yeah, well, it took a long time. And there you go, it's reinforced. Okay, so good stuff there. Okay, Bandura. Okay, the next guy, and this guy's not on the outline. His name is Stanley, Stanley, Milgram, Milgram, Milgram. Okay. Now this guy, and there's also a video on him. I'll have you watch in a second. He was a psychologist in the 1960s who was interested in the effects of obedience and how that could be reinforced. So he did this study, and some of you may know this. I think one class has kind of covered this in some way, where these guys were brought in. They're all males for a reason that will be shown in the video, and they were put in this scenario where they were supposed to teach this other guy. There are two guys in the experiment, three really. There's the researcher, there's the teacher, and then there's the student, the learner. Okay, and when we come back from the video, I think I'll draw a diagram of what this looks like. But anyway, the teacher was supposed to give a set of words to the learner, and they were supposed to answer, which of these words go together. And if they got the right answer, great. If they got the wrong answer, they were to push a button that delivered a small electric shock to the learner. And each time they got a wrong answer, the shock would get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until the point where it reached fatal levels, like you would kill the person if you administered the shock. And he did this seeing how far people would go when they're told what to do. Okay, so good time to stop and watch the video. All right, and I'd watch it all. It's pretty fun, actually. 7 or 8, 10 minutes, something like that. And then come back and we will talk about it. All right.